For centuries, the Baillie dynasty claimed they inherited their massive estates by marrying the daughter of Sir William Wallace. Modern historians have since exposed the story as a late 16th century fabrication, dreamt up to curry favor at the royal court. If you trace your ancestry back to the names Baillie, Baillie, or Baillie, your history is not built on the romanticized myths of Highland warriors. It is the record of a ruthless, bureaucratic rise to power. The 12th century Scottish feudal system was often a state of managed chaos. To maintain order, the crown needed more than just soldiers. It required administrative enforcers who could project royal authority through the law. This diagram shows the family's true function. Their surname stems from the Old French bailli, a term signifying a bailiff, steward, or chief magistrate. These officials were the operational backbone of the kingdom. They managed noble estates, collected the crown's rents, and dispensed local justice. Over generations, the Baillies turned this professional title into a permanent family identity. The early Baillies used administrative leverage and legal expertise to forge a nationwide empire, outmaneuvering rivals who relied strictly on the broadsword. The family secured their initial base in the Lowlands through strategic loyalty. After fighting alongside the Bruce dynasty at the Battle of Neville's Cross, William de Baillie was knighted and granted the Barony of Lamington in 1368. Their mid-1400s expansion into the Highlands grew out of a dark family secret, far removed from the strategic military planning common to the era. According to family records, Alexander Baillie and his brothers discovered their sister's tutor, a Catholic priest, had offered her an unspecified indignity. The brothers cornered the man and exacted a brutal vigilante justice by fatally castrating him. To escape the severe wrath of the church, the brothers fled Lanarkshire and plunged directly into the carnage of the Battle of Brecon in 1452. They parlayed this military service into a powerful alliance with the Earl of Huntly, securing vast new Highland estates near the banks of Loch Ness. This act of vigilante justice forced a geographical expansion, scaling a regional lowland family into a multi-regional conglomerate with influence across the north. By the 1500s, the Baillies had infiltrated the inner circles of the Scottish state. Cuthbert Baillie served as Lord High Treasurer, managing the kingdom's finances during the build-up to the Flodden campaign. A marriage into the Hamilton family, the Earls of Arran, elevated their prestige even further, securing the position of Master of the Wardrobe to the Queen. Loyalty to the Catholic Queen Mary eventually dragged the family into a dangerous political crossfire. Their estates were forfeited following the defeat at the Battle of Langside. The family soon moved into the world of international espionage. Charles Baillie, acting as a papal agent, began running encrypted letters for the Ridolfi plot, a conspiracy to assassinate Queen Elizabeth I and place Mary on the English throne. Charles was intercepted and sent to the Tower of London. Under orders from the English crown, he was placed on the rack and tortured until he confessed the details that eventually sent the Duke of Norfolk to the executioner's block. The family's ambition to operate in the shadows of the throne had transformed them from state administrators into international players in a game of high-stakes treason. This map shows how the Baillie dynasty survived the 1700s by splitting their political allegiances. While the Highland branch remained Catholic and Jacobite, the lowland branches aligned with the Protestant Hanoverian establishment. The split brought tragedy to both sides. Robert Baillie of Jerviswood was arrested for his role in the Rye House plot. Despite his failing health, he was carried to the gallows to be hanged and quartered in 1684. In the north, the family faced a different kind of ruin. During the 1745 Jacobite Rising, Hanoverian troops burned Dockford House to the ground and temporarily seized the estate. The final indignity occurred at their ancestral seat of Lamington Tower. It wasn't lost to war, but to cold economic pragmatism. In 1780, the estate's own manager blew the tower up with gunpowder to harvest the stone for local buildings. The dynasty's physical legacy ultimately crumbled, lost to the fires of political civil war in the north and the unsentimental profit-seeking of their own administrators in the south. Today, Clan Baillie is officially armigerous, meaning it has no recognized chief. The senior line of Lamington fell vacant in 1880, and the court of the Lord Lion has yet to find a candidate with an unbroken male line descent. If your name is Baillie, Baillie, or Baillie, and you can trace your history back to this boar's head crest. You are part of an unfinished story. The true heir to Scotland's most effective administrative cartel might be the person watching this video right now.